Hello and welcome to Menace and the Monk. हमारे साथ we have someone very special with us. We have Animesh from Football Fundits, an excellent podcast. Before we even get started with this, I really recommend to go and subscribe to the Football Fundits. It's absolutely fantastic, and it is great for the content that we are talking about today. And after much delay, after much of my apprehension, ignorance, whatever you call it, we are back. We are talking about the FPL 21-22, Menace in the Monk FPL 21-22. Anyways, let's start with you. Yeah, why do you guys play FPL so much? What makes it so addictive? Like, I see on social media on every match day, everyone is just talking about FPL. What makes it so good?
I can't afford clubbing anymore. FPL is cheaper. No, man. But FPL I've been playing since 2008-9 now, and it kind of sees there are two kinds of people, right? Some play it completely out of the sport, and for fans who've been watching the Premier League like us, maybe, or Manas and I, since we've been playing it for a while, it adds to my feeling about watching the Premier League, right? It makes me more invested in those games which are not essentially our main clubs. It kind of take the league more seriously. I end up watching more games. I'm more invested in the sport, which makes me more interested in watching other leagues. So FPL actually really adds to my viewing experience of football in general since I was in college.
Manas, what do you get, man? Like, let's say you and I play FPL. What does one get out of playing FPL? Is it just the bragging rights or what?
There are leagues as well which we have created one. So there are so many leagues where you compete with your friends. So bragging rights रहता है, and like Animesh mentioned, like you watch the league, you get to know more players, and personally in my work as well, in a very little way, it helps as well. Like you get to know more players, who is good at what, and it just makes the entire weekend so much more watchable. One thing which will change the thing, if you, obviously you will pick your teams, right? And if you pick a Man United player, a Man City player, you think about it a few times before picking, but then you start to watch their game. Now, if they are winning, okay, if your rival is winning, so you're like, अरे अगर किसी को मारना ही है, so let Bruno score because I have him in my team. You develop those emotions which probably you would never have felt before if you didn't have an FPL team. If you're competing in a way, it's bad. It shouldn't happen, but it happens. क्या बोलते हैं?
100%. like निधि का चेहरा देख यार, निधि is about to be like मैं गेम वीक 3 के बाद ही छोड़ देने वाला हूँ, साला आएगा तभी डार्बी में छोड़ दूंगा मैं सीधा. He's at that look on his face. He's like, what are you all talking about? No, but 100%. I mean, I know there are players who've actually done well in FPL who don't pick any rival players. Like the United fans don't pick Liverpool players, Liverpool fans don't pick, and they do well. But that's a funny thing what Manas added. They do so much more research to make up for those points they could have got from a Bruno or a Salah, right?
Yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I don't have that. I have been very okay captaining Son, Kane, Salah, KDB, kuch farak nahi padta, because like I said, it's a little outside just the rivalry, like Manas was saying. अभी तू जीतने वाला ही है. If they are playing Norwich and Liverpool are going to play Norwich, अभी मैं साला कैप्टन को रख ही देता हूँ. Might as well get something out of it than letting them get 3 points and go ahead. It is what it is.
Yeah, I think we have not mentioned it here so far that Animesh supports Manchester United. If you don't know, Animesh is a Manchester United supporter. Yes, बोल रहा था.
Like, my question is that how does one even get started? So, for example, Animesh, I think I'll be logging into the FPL dashboard. I haven't yet. I'll be logging into the FPL dashboard for the first time, perhaps next week. What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out? Someone, let's be honest here, to a noob like me.
See, if you honestly are just starting off, right, and it doesn't matter if it's your first year now, 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Just if you are completely clueless about the rules and everything else, right? Always follow, if you're looking at guidance, follow one person.
Okay.
Especially since you feel right now you want to absorb all the knowledge from everywhere and play the game properly. Try following one person and align it with your instinct. Because right now, since you've not played the game ever, everything is very alien to you. Arey, why? What is this thing called price rise? Do I have to make the transfer before the deadline? What if I wait for the whole week? Like I can see your face right now. You have no idea what I'm talking about. No idea. That's the thing, right? When
But you
you're
will
just
enjoy.
looking to,
But you will enjoy it. You will pick it up.
Yeah.
Like these are the
Yeah.
type of. It's just one of those things. Once you get invested, it's like CrossFit, Nidhi. Once you go for 2 classes, you are in it. You know.
Or the stock market. Since you mentioned price rise, I mean the moment you said price rise, my mind straight went to Sensex, right? But yeah, Manas, I want to ask you this one thing, and you guys touched upon it. How do you pick up a Manchester United player, yaar? Or Animesh, in your case, how do you pick up a Liverpool player? मेरे को तो मतलब I know that, you know, for example, United. I don't know who are you playing, by the way, in the first game week?
see, the thing is that Nidhi, the leagues that
United
Manas,
is playing who? United
Leeds.
is playing who in the first game? Leeds.
Oh, the first game is a derby.
मजा आएगा.
Huh, so how do you pick it
Ah,
up? Like, I would feel weird selecting, let's say, Jadon Sancho, for example, your newest recruit. I know he's going to
See.
score, but I'll still feel weird into putting him in the team.
End of the day, Manas, I don't know if it's the same. It's a mixture of you have your pride in you. End of the day, you have to you want to be boastful to your friends around you in your mini leagues, right? See, some of the leagues that we are part of have rewards to them. Those rewards really motivate you to look beyond any rivalry possible and use the captainship on them week in, week out for 16 weeks straight. It could be Salah for me, right? But also, when it comes on the point, a lot of people just play this for showing their intellect about stats, and they want to see that the player they picked, because it's actually research, it's not actually a tukka or not just an eye test, right? So it goes on to a lot of those factors. Mini leagues, the leagues you're part of, and just boasting, right? It's about the research and time people put into this. There are people I know, and I have been doing it personally for 3-4 years, even more now. Per match week or throughout the season, they're putting in at least 2 hours per game week.
Oh, wow.
So
you are
for me,
saying there's
for me personally, it's personally like 10-12 minutes. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा I see क्या हुआ है, then I see next fixtures, next 2-3 fixtures किसके against है, and then उसके हिसाब से I pick my team. But Nidhi, to answer you, in your squad of 15, you can only pick 3 players from one team.
Oh,
okay. So only 3 players. So now if you are a Liverpool through and through, which we both are, we can only pick 3. So 12 we have to field from other teams. Okay. So some of them logically you want to pick the best team, right? Ultimately, you want to get the most number of points. So you manage everything. Which brings me to the next question. Since this is Menace and the Monk, Annie, if you had to pick 3 players from Liverpool squad, which 3 players would you pick for this season?
See, it's twofold for me, and I'll be quick about this. So again, Nidhi, to help you out there. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold is the most expensive defender in FPL at 7.5. To make you understand, that's very expensive for a defender. Mo Salah is at 12.5 in midfield. So those are very expensive players, and you have a budget of only 100 million. In 100 million, you need to get in 15 players, right? So now if I put 7.5 and 12.5 right there, that's a good chunk of a budget gone. But a lot of managers are doing it this year. Now, I didn't do Trent last year, and that's why I finished strongly, because I never had Trent in my team till the last 8 game weeks, right? But with Virgil coming back and everything, I think Trent, Salah, and if you have to have 3 Liverpool players because of the fixtures in the start, one of the best fixture runs, I would be tempted to take Jota at his price point in midfield. So Jota, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Salah. Yeah.
Jota in midfield. He's a midfielder.
Yes.
In the game, yes.
In the game. Yeah. So in the game, you will find a lot of inconsistencies, right? For example, Dallas was a defender, but Bielsa played in midfield last season. Now, technically still a defender, but in this year, FPL has put Dallas as a midfielder only, right? And there's a lot of scoring differences. So the defender keeps a clean sheet, he gets extra points of clean sheet. A midfielder doesn't. He gets 1 point bonus. So a lot of those stuff over there.
Manas, which
are... So, Nidhi, पूछना.
नहीं, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, which are the 3 United players you would select?
See, there are a lot of permutations and combinations. Okay. you have to pick someone like मैं Liverpool का example देता हूँ. Like Liverpool concede goals. We usually concede goals. So and Van Dijk will not be starting many games the first few weeks of the season. Trent usually is someone who always gets you points because he's amongst the goals, amongst the assists. So Trent I will usually pick. Salah has to be picked. No one from the Liverpool midfield because FPL does not acknowledge people like Fabinho, people like your McTominay, Kante. So the point is, you will not pick players from the midfield like that. You would rather go for certain assists or clean sheets or goals. So from United's point of view, Bruno has to be there because he takes those penalties as well. He provides assists as well. He gets you bonus points. Jadon Sancho could be interesting. His impact because he's got loads of assists, so he can be there. So someone like I would never pick someone like Wan-Bissaka because he will not get you many assists, but he's a good defender. But FPL he is not good if it makes sense. Luke Shaw might get you those points, so I will go for Sancho, Bruno, and I'll have a punt with Cavani. I think Cavani will start a few games. 8.5 by Cavani is a good pick, I think. Which is Annie, for you, one United player that every Liverpool supporter should have in his
team? See, if I'm looking at price to price, I think Bruno Salah has that edge to it. I would still think Bruno is the safest in terms of rotation, right? Although United has a better squad this year, we don't know how Sancho will fit in the first few game weeks. Rashford is out. Will Cavani play? Will Martial play? So it has to be Bruno. Don't look beyond Bruno. And if you must look beyond Bruno, sure, beyond Bruno, if you must look.
Just the one, then Bruno. Okay. Nidhi, I love the pink which is behind you. Your daughter is picking out something from the cupboard.
Yeah.
That's going to be us trying to decide who we have to pick when our budget is less, 4 million, 5 million, kisko lena. But Annie, triple captain and wild cards, there are two things. Okay, so when you analyze this so much, when is the best time to play a triple captain?
Look, ideally the best time to play your triple captain, or for that matter, your bench boost, Nidhi. What happens, Nidhi, is, international breaks come towards the second half of the season, right? A lot of fixtures get delayed with the cup and all. So something called as a double game week, where instead of having, some game weeks have less games and some game weeks have those midweek games. So that's ideally when instead of 10 fixtures, the usual 10 games a match week, there are 15 games. When you have those game weeks, those are the times you use your triple captain chip. Because the players playing double the fixtures, more odds of them getting more goals and more points, right? The triple captain chip, what it does is that a captain chip essentially gets you double the points of your player. So if a player scored 2 goals, or striker, he gets 4 points for a goal and 2 points for if he plays the whole game. That's 6. So a normal captain chip is 12. Obviously a triple captain chip is 18. So you obviously want to play it when that guy is playing 180 minutes, over 90, etc., etc. And that's ideally when you should use your triple captain chip or your bench boost. Get your players playing maximum number of fixtures as possible.
And Animesh, if
you should never pick someone from Manchester City as your triple captain because Pep is the worst manager, Nidhi, for an FPL pundit because he changes anyone anytime. So it's just remarkable. You see, Pep is the worst for FPL pundits.
Bro, रुलाता है bro, रुलाएगा निधि, रुलाएगा तेरे को. तू इतना तो life में you not abuse him on Twitter ना, सब निकलेगा. You will be banned from Twitter for 1 week at least. If you play FPL with Pep, I'm telling you, that guy.
Anyways, one advice you can give me for or one wild card for FPL across teams this season, what would that be?
Are you telling me a blanket advice for newcomers like yourself, or a blanket advice for FPL?
I mean, for actually for seasoned players, someone who, basically a general kind of an advice. What would you?
General advice for seasoned players this FPL season specifically is try forgetting what happened in last year's FPL because it was a 1 in a million year again for FPL2. Those consolidated game weeks only 2 days apart. So a lot of our thinking has been altered. Try going back to FPL from 2 years back, where you made long-term picks as to a game every weekend and not a game every 4 days, right? So that's something a lot of people are right now, I can see, are still getting out of that thought process. So it's very important to go back to this player will play midweek Champions League, Europa League, and this player will play the cup only in January, and there'll be a match every weekend. That is something that a lot of people are now finally like, okay, wait, we have to go back to that old school thinking of looking at those game weeks as they are. I think that's very important to get out of that last year's bubble.
And but like,
yes, Manoj.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So, and like last season, there was someone like an Alioski or Bamford who came out of the blue and gave you those points we least expected. You know, like there are certain players every year, like a Pereira from West Brom was very good FPL vibes. So, do you see anyone this season from the 3 teams that are coming up, or anyone this season who has signed someone who could be very interesting?
So, when I look at any of these FPL players, right? For me, I try to look outside the top 6 teams, obviously, because it's fun to pick out these guys, right? Everyone's been looking at Ivan Toney, obviously, because 30 plus goals. But we've seen that with Timo Pukki 2 years back. Came to the Premier League, scored in the first 4 game weeks, and then flattened out because Premier League is just a tough league, right? I think from what we've seen him before, I think Ismaila Sarr is one to watch out for Watford. He could have like the Pereira kind of effect. He could be that little bit better. He could get you that excitement in the game. If out of him, I would also look at Buendia, who Aston Villa took from Norwich, ironically. I think Buendia, if Grealish stays, Buendia could also 15 goals, assist a piece. The players I'm excited to look at, that 6.0, 6.5 price range. Worth to keep an eye on.
That's a really good pick. Just want to mention that the reason why we're doing this FPL video is because we have created a league which is Menace in the Monk FPL League, and the winner gets a jersey, an original jersey of the team that he or she supports. So it is across all teams. It is across all leagues as well. If you are a Bayern supporter, you can join it. This is our way of enticing you to be part of it. There's only one catch. You have to follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our channel, that is Menace and the Monk. I'm very, very excited. We are going to create, we've created a league. And Annie, have you joined it?
No, I've not joined it yet. I just made my first draft while I was talking to Nidhi yesterday properly. So I'm creating everything now. So I'll start joining my leagues. Don't worry. I'll be part of it.
In fact, there are 2 jerseys. So there is one for the ultimate winner, and there is also something about a cup, which obviously I don't have an idea about, but we'll figure out. But there are two winners in this particular competition.
Nidhi, I think I want to have a good 1 hour call with you. I want to do a 1 hour Zoom call with Nidhi to just talk about this.
No,
Nidhi might end up just quitting everything.
One thing I'm going to do is to from this season onwards, watch every Football Pundits FPL video, and I think you all should as well, because whether you're experienced or you are seasoned, everybody can do with a little bit of help. In my case, it is paramount, but why not? I mean, and you should subscribe to them anyway because they put out some amazing content.
Thank you, Nidhi. Nidhi, important for you and all newcomers this season to remember that the FPL deadline, which is the most important before every match week, the FPL deadline for a game week is 90 minutes before the first game of the weekend. So, for example, if you have a 5:30 kickoff on Saturday in the evening, the deadline will be 4 p.m. India time. Right, so it's 90 minutes before. After that, you can't make changes to your team for the weekend, for that particular weekend. Right? Yeah. It used to be 60 minutes till a season back. It's 90 minutes since last season for everyone else who's watching.
Before we end the video, before we sign off, since this is Menace in the Monk, we joined our Football Pundits, Animesh as well, and Animesh supports United. Animesh, one player from United's team in FPL that did badly last season, who do you feel can do better this time? I'm going to make a very, very wild claim over here. For Liverpool's point of view, it could be Naby Keita. Okay, I know Nidhi will laugh. See, he's laughing already. It could be Naby Keita. From United's point of view, is there someone who was poor FPL last season, but you feel he can do better?
I mean, I don't know about poor because he had injuries, but I mean, at 8.0, if Martial stays, this is his last chance. So Martial has a great chance to get 25 goals in here and get in a good point haul for the managers who back him. Anthony Martial from here.
Okay, from our point of view, I'm going to say Naby Keita. I'm going to get a lot of hate. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments, but anyway, that was that.
It's not hate. I mean, I would love if Naby Keita has an amazing season. I just don't see it.
I'm picturing a video ka the thumbnail. Naby Keita, 10 goals, 10 assists. What a season, breakout player.
Dude,
Naby Keita, the serial winner, quadruple.
if he plays 15 games this season, that's success for me. Anyway, thank you so much, Animesh. Thank you so much for making time.
Happy to be here, always.
Saying it again, please subscribe to the Football Pundits. They put out some amazing content. And thank you for watching Menace in the Monk. And please join our league. There are a couple of 100% authentic jerseys up for grabs. Make sure that you win it, because I certainly won't be winning it. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care.